Hey everyone, so I'm Kaitlin, and today for one of the assignment banks I decided to do a get to know me. What I did was I put on my personal Instagram story and Facebook story just asking my friends if they had any questions about me that they were curious about. And so I had a few questions and I will try to answer them as best I can. So look forward to that. So the first question is, who are your top 3 favorite saints and why? So just from that question, you can already get an idea of who I am. So first off, I am Catholic. I'm a practicing Catholic. And then I guess I'll define saints real quick before I even answer the question. So saints are individuals who are in heaven. And my top 3 favorite saints are Saint Francis Xavier, Saint Dymphna, and Saint Catherine Drexel. So why? So St. Francis Xavier, I first heard about him through a liturgical calendar, and on my birthday, December 3rd, there is St. Francis Xavier, and for years I always wondered who this person was. And it's really funny because, as you probably know already, I'm very interested in Japan and Japanese culture, and what's really wild, which I find is like providence, is that on my birthday is St. Francis Xavier, who was a Jesuit missionary who evangelized in Japan. And I thought, wow, that's so cool. I just love how his feast days on my birthday and patron saint of missionaries, and the fact that, he went to Japan. Just that Japan connection was what really hit me. Now, Saint Dymphna is the patron saint of mental illness. And, as a psychology major, as an advocate for mental health, I love her. And her story is basically she was an Irish princess. Her father, basically, his wife died, and after that, he kind of fell into madness. He thought to basically marry his daughter or like force her into relations, and so Saint Dymphna left. She fled the country and she sought sanctuary to preserve herself, but then her father eventually found her and killed her. And so, yeah. And then there's St. Catherine Drexel, and I would say she's one of my favorites because she's the patron saint of racial justice and philanthropists. So those are my top 3 saints. Anyway, so the next question is, are you a morning person or a night person? And I'm very much a night person, although if I find myself naturally up early in the morning, I like that I get to start my day early and that I have a longer day. Next question is Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts? I would say I don't really frequent either place that much. If anything, I probably frequent Starbucks more than Dunkin' Donuts, but I would say I prefer Dunkin' Donuts because as much as I have grown to like the taste of coffee and other caffeinated beverages, I personally would choose the quality and variety of donuts over the variety of like coffee, latte, frappuccino, etc. The next question is, how did you begin to learn Japanese? Well, unsurprisingly, I started learning from anime. Now, before you pull the weeb card, I would just like to say that with any language, we all really start to learn it via like auditory. So how did we learn our native tongue? How did we learn English or Spanish or the language we grew up with? It was by speaking and listening, hearing our parents and then speaking it, because then the writing and all that other stuff comes later. So it was after I started picking up on Japanese via anime that I started learning through websites such as Japanese Pod 101, and then I started buying books to study more properly. But up until my study abroad in Japan, I self-studied for about 10 years, but it was on again, off again because I had to study other languages. And now I finally reached the point where I can have a casual conversation with my Japanese friends in the language. So I'm really proud of that, but I still have a lot more to go. Next question is food or sleep? It's hard, but I have to pick sleep. This was something I realized during my long flight to Japan. I prioritized food over sleep on this 9-hour flight, but the whole trip was like 20 hours. I was prioritizing food more than sleep. And I got really nauseous as soon as I arrived in Japan from the lack of sleep. And on my way back to the States, I prioritized sleep more. Of course, I did eat, but if I had to choose between staying up until food or sleeping as much as possible, I would sleep. And as a result, I didn't get as nauseous, if at all. So that's why I would choose sleep over food. Also, I just love to sleep. I'm always tired. I'm always ready for a nap. Next question is, which Harry Potter house are you? Hufflepuff, and I'm proud. The next one is, if you had to have a go-to bubble tea order, what kind would it be? So that's another question that kind of says who I am. I really love bubble tea. For me, I would go with taro milkshake with boba. That's my go-to because I like the taro flavor. It's a type of like yam. It's an acquired taste, but I grew to love it. It's my go-to because it's not too sweet and it's not bitter or anything like that. It's just an acquired taste, so some people might not like it, but I love it. And also because I like the thick consistency of the milkshake, I go with that. The milkshake helps me to savor the drink more, because if it was just the milk tea itself, I would finish it in less than 5 minutes because I don't really have a lot of self-control. However, I know that my Taiwanese friend, he thinks that flavored milk tea is an abomination to the milk tea culture because milk tea originated in Taiwan, tapioca, so I know that's an abomination to him, but I'm sorry. I like it. My favorite piece of jewelry to wear, earrings. My favorite are these. I like these earrings. I like earrings in general more. Usually I used to really like necklaces and bracelets, but bracelets especially are kind of get in the way. And so do rings, so I just prefer earrings. And they're a nice adornment to like everything else with like the hair, the outfit. It's just a good adornment. Next question is, favorite animal and why? I really like wolves because they're aesthetically pleasing to me. They are very pretty. And the fact that they either travel alone or in packs, and I feel like that's just relatable to me because I'm either by myself or I'm with a group of friends. But that's like everyone, but like I don't know. I just feel like wolves are like my spirit animal or something like that. Next question is, what is your favorite food and what is your least favorite food? My favorite food is udon, which is a type of Japanese noodle dish. It is like if you've seen like the thick noodles in soups, I really like that. Some people don't like it because it's thick and chewy. I like the texture. I like it a lot. My least favorite food is tacos. I'm sorry to you taco lovers. It's not my favorite thing in the world. I'll eat it if I have to, but it's not my favorite thing in the world. And are you allergic to any foods? No, at least not that I know of. So those are just some questions that I got. So hopefully that let you get to know a little bit more about me. And so yeah, see you into the next one.